like most games, this was a game of runs. I thought we got off to a good start defensively in the first half. But then we hit a sprint where they scored, I think, maybe 7 out of like by 11 possessions. And, I thought it was as a result of we kind of lost our energy there a little bit when we didn't hit some baskets. Second half, I thought our guys adjusted mostly mentally, emotionally. Mostly, I think they sustained the defensive execution. I thought the entire game showed a little poise down the stretch there that we had not shown in some of the games earlier. I thought our guys showed that they're making progress in some areas. And this zone defense has been a problem for a lot of teams in the ACC. And I think the fact that we turned the ball over 19 times, I thought was the fact that they really, really did a very good job of taking certain spots away from us. But I thought we kept making adjustments offensively, and we got the ball inside to Dwayne below the free throw line. Malik hit a couple of shots that gave us a little breathing room, and I thought that made the difference in the game down the stretch.
Questions? What did that run from Malik at just the beginning of the second half really do for you guys going forward?
Excuse me?
What did that run from Malik at the beginning of the second half really do for you guys offensively?
Well, obviously we needed someone to make some shots from the perimeter to kind of loosen them up a little bit. And the fact that Malik hit 2 or 3 shots, I thought it gave him some confidence, and they gave him an area of the floor that they had to cover, which then opened up the opportunity for us to get the ball into the free throw line moving one, so that we kind of played off each other. And I think that's what we've been missing the last time we played. We just couldn't get the ball in certain spots, and they shot 65% second half at Syracuse. They shot 38% today, and I think it's because our guys just sustained the effort. It was more what we did on defense than what we did on offense.
Coach, what do you think's led to, the last 2 games, the defensive turnaround compared to some of the defensive efforts earlier in the year?
I think that's part of the growth process. I think a lot of times as fans and people in general think that it's a lot easier than it is when you adjust to college. And we go through an adjustment period. And I think we've been going through it. We've had our ups and downs. But I still think we've made tremendous progress. Just with our body language, our ability to understand the level of intensity you have to play at this level. I think sometimes when you lose some games, you don't like to lose them. I think we're growing up from each time we make some mistakes. And our guys improve in a lot of different ways.
What's it do for you guys to be able to close the regular season with 2 straight wins? Obviously, there's work to do going forward, but just what's it mean just to be able to turn things around and get
Well, obviously, I think we feel a little better about what our capabilities are. Starting to believe in ourselves a little more. But we have to go to the ACC tournament now and play our way into the NCAA tournament. We don't have any. What the young people say, we don't have it twisted. We understand that we got to go play our way in, and that's the challenge that I think we're looking forward to. This is every team you play in the ACC, regardless of who it is and where they're ranked in terms of the standings, will be a tough opponent for you. You can't take anybody lightly. I think you can see that. And even though Boston, I think we played Boston College, they've had so many near victories and they're hungry, and they've tried to bite people all year long, and we just got to make sure that we're not the first one.
Well, it seemed like you guys got back in transition a little bit more than you had maybe the last few games.
I think a lot of it because we got some stops. We got stops, and we were able to. We shot 50% the second half, so we were very patient on offense. Even though I thought they scored on each time we turned the ball over, they got out and made us pay. I think we had a couple of long shots that they got out in transition, made us pay. But for the most part, we got back. And I think more than anything else, we were patient on offense, moved the ball, and we didn't have very many live ball turnovers in the second half. We turned it over a few times, but it wasn't live balls that gave them an opportunity to get out and get some easy matchups.
You talked about the growth. You seem like you guys responded when they made their runs. I mean, when they, 9-point lead kind of evaporated, and you guys responded. Is that also the growth?
Well, you can see the poise, you can see the confidence, the way they communicated with one another. We realized that what we had to do, they communicated, make sure we're all on the same page, as opposed to, sometimes maybe feeling sorry for the mistake that you made. I think they're going on to the next play. That's part of the growth process.
I think Morris and Devin might have had 1 field goal between them, but they made some really big plays for you.
No doubt about that. I mean, that just shows that Devin has not been affected by anything all year long. He's never had a bad practice. His effort has been in practice and similar to what you see in the games. Boris has rejuvenated his spirit. He got a little lull there, but he stepped it up the last 5 or 6 games where he's playing with a lot of determination. I'm anxious to see how we're going to do when we go against the tournament. I think we're going into the tournament in the right frame of mind.
In this game specifically, Boris had some struggles and you took him out, and then he came back in and made some difference-making plays.
Well,
tipping the ball back.
we tried to match Boris with their center. He was guarding kind of a power forward. That's why we went with Jacquez, who I thought played very well as well. So we tried to match Jacquez with Roberson, and we tried to match Boris with Cole. Jacquez got on a little run there. I thought he was very instrumental in the first half, put the ball in there and finished. But Boris and Booker, they did not allow their lack of offensive productivity to affect their energy and their execution on the defensive end. And really, in terms of executing the offense, they kept playing. That's what seemed supposed to do.
Game Terrence had scoring, distributing, rebounding, kind of just did a little bit of all.
Terrence is stat stuffer. He's a guy who understands the game. He got the big rebound. He finished the big play in there for us. We put it back in the game for defensive purposes. You know, he did pretty good. You put a guy back in, he go gets the rebound, he can put the baseball out. Like he made the right decision. But Terrence is one of those guys that he's a utility guy. He does a lot of different things. And when he gets a rebound, it's just like giving it to your point guard. He's pushing the ball out the floor, and he's looking, and the ball's safe in his hands. He's creating easy opportunities for players to put pressure on the defense. I mean, he's had a good year for us, especially as a freshman.
I feel like the last couple of games, I've noticed a lot just more communication on the court. Some of the guys, is that a product of some of the seniors growing into their leadership role, or just what you're talking about, the growth?
Well, I think what happens is, before you can be, you have good followers, you have good leaders. But sometimes before you can become a good follower, you got to pretty much understand what you're supposed to do. And so it's been kind of a back and forth thing. But I think our guys like each other, they get along well. They're improving with their level of communication. And Devin and Monte and Boris, Ojo has been tremendous with our guys, even though he hasn't played this year. He's really given them the benefit of his wisdom. And I think you kind of see the guys just getting better and better with each game in all phases of the game.
You know, Devin's kind of quiet by nature, but it seems like even he's started to be a bit more vocal.
Well, he's quiet by nature, but he's sound in his philosophy. They respect him so much. When he speaks, they listen. All right, folks.